Lights come up, countdown rolling.
Good morning.
Howdy,
Hey, everybody.
howdy.
What's going on, Jen? How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. It's a wonderful Wednesday in New Jersey. Woo woo.
Oh, Slappy, how are you?
Doing great. It's afternoon here. I realize you're in Syracuse and I'm over in Rhode Island. So different time zone. Afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to you.
It's a crazy country.
Jen,
Jackson in his own world.
Jen, what's it like in New Jersey? Is it the middle of the night there?
I hear it smells there. I hear it's a dump. It smells.
My God, what can I tell you? Why is this coming up so often lately? I was just having a conversation with Megan yesterday about a bunch of her friends saying that Jersey smells. I was talking to someone else yesterday and coming about it's a smelly state. It's
Yeah,
like,
it was
good
me.
Lord, it's like a 1 square foot mile that stinks right by the airport. And that's it.
Well, you know
Whatever.
You know what doesn't stink? Bo Jackson Battle Arena.
That's a fact.
That is, you're spitting facts there, DJ Slappy.
Jen, did you have caffeine today? You're on it.
Hey, I'm on something. Good Lord.
We get to talk about this today, I believe, don't we?
Well, welcome back to Radish Break Room. I'm Slappy
Ooh.
White. That is Jen Con and Tex Hooper. And today we're zeroing in on two things only. Sandstorm edition and Brandon's obsession with sets. We have somebody who might have a clinical issue. He has an obsession. The good thing is, as a community, we get to celebrate it without having the obsession or the cost associated with it. And we're going to talk. We're going to bring Brandon up on stage to be part of the Sandstorm discussion, and we're going to do a little Johnny Carson, put him on the couch, and see if he wants to stick around. Of course, it's all his schedule dependent. So, Brandon, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm in Kentucky,
I don't know where
just
he
south of
is.
Cincinnati.
So it's late evening there where you are.
Something like that. If you didn't know, it's basically a holiday because Kentucky March Madness, it's a big deal around here. It's probably like the only thing that we got, even though they're not very good this year, but we still got hope. So it's still a great time.
You know, Kentucky, I honestly, 20 years ago, if you'd said Kentucky, I'd be like Central Time Zone. The only way I know it's not Central Time Zone is that famous Marge Schott story I talk about all the time. The owner of the Cincinnati Reds, who got mad at one of her staff members because when she flew to Chicago, they didn't tell her it was an hour time difference. So when she arrived, she was at the wrong time for a meeting, and she blamed her staffer because she didn't realize it was two different time zones. So that's the only reason why I know that you are in Eastern Time Zone, correct? Yay. Wait, hold on. Where's that applause for me, Tex, huh?
You can be wherever you want to be.
All right, so we teased a little bit about it, and we're going to get to them after the Sandstorm box. But we're doing this series on Radish Break Room where we're taking a look at the specialty collections within Bo Jackson Battle Arena, ones that people have never heard about, ones people have heard about, they don't know much about. And of course, it's fun for us to go down memory lane and hear Tex say that he didn't get any of that.
I didn't get any of them.
You got like 4.
No, this one I got.
But Brandon is like, Brandon, what, just to tease for people who want to follow afterwards, how many, tell us the sets we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, absolutely. So just like everyone, I think it was Jammer last week, Kelly, who was talking about some of his sets. I've changed direction a couple of different times, but the ones that I've stuck with right now are the logo set from the Griffey series, specifically Fire and Ice for the featured heroes. Then I got bored around Valentine's Day weekend when I was in Las Vegas for the Backstreet Boys concert and decided to build an all steel Blizzard deck just to try and become a little bit more into the game playing, and I can share some experience there. And then I had some influence from some other members and decided, hey, I should probably have a piece of the original set. And so I started collecting one of every autograph.
Hold on. We got to tease. That was just the tease. I don't want you to give it all away.
You're giving us the full Monty. Gotta
That's
tease
usually
it a little.
Tex's job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start with the big picture. All right. So we're gonna get to Brandon's gonna talk about those sets. We've got images. We're gonna crowdsource it, see if the community will help them fill something. But until then, let's talk about Sandstorm and what it was supposed to be. So let's see. If I go to my handy, let's see, slide. Let me go to the slide. Sandstorm.
This was the very first special edition box they did.
Well,
Correct? Right? This came out before any of the
No.
other ones.
no. So
No,
this was
I think
No,
this
it didn't.
the
This was
one.
number 2.
This was after LA 20, because of course the World Series finishes right
What?
around October, and then this one took place. And you want to know how we know? Well, we're gonna get to the details about when the print run or when the order and close text, and this will prove you wrong. All right, what was the Sandstorm edition? It was
Shut
a
up,
test.
Jen.
Don't
Only
make it.
because we were having this conversation the other day. Same argument.
Okay.
So I know
Yeah.
Tex is wrong. Go
The,
ahead.
the Sandstorm edition was a test for the Superfan series. This is not the World Championship boxes we've come to know. The Super Bowl, the NBA Championship, the World Series. This is the Superfan series. There's only been one ever done. This is it. It's built around South Carolina. For those who don't know, Bo Jackson Ballerina is based out of Columbia, South Carolina. And the Sandstorm comes from the football culture. I believe it's the song they play right before they go out and lose the football game. And if we want to, this is, and this is,
Frenchie just threw his computer across the room.
Exactly. He just punched you in the face. God.
Yeah.
a little Tecmo remote in the TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh,
So
you're out of the geek dinner now.
Yeah. So this is an example of some of the artwork that was in there. You can see these dogs. Pet Dog at the time was not a signer. So he is just a non-auto, a featured, a base hero, not a featured hero in this. You can see that hot dog in the corner. Says State Fair Dog. Keep them up. I assume that's a South Carolina taunt. And so that's why they have it on there. All right. So first of all, Brandon, let's ask him, since we've got a guest on here, is that Brandon, how familiar are you with Sandstorm?
Sandstorm was before my time, so I know a little bit about it, but not too much.
All right.
Okay.
Jen, do you have, Tex is going to hold it up to the TV again here in a second, but what about you? Do you actually have any Sandstorm? Hold on, Tex. I'll put you in the big shot.
Ooh, big shot. Hi,
Yeah.
Jen. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
No, not me. I
doesn't
think
like to
I think
focus.
I ended up with like one
Mm.
foil hot dog somehow. But
You ended up with a foil hot dog because you played in Apex Madness at the national tournament, national card show in the tournament, and you needed that to unlock an Apex card, and you never gave it back to the person you borrowed it from, right?
no, that's not. Why are you making up crap?
That's not
the
crap. Like,
story.
how else would you explain you having a foil hot dog?
'Cause
That
I think I either traded,
Troy, I'm not ripping it.
I think I traded or did something. I don't know. Or traded, did something. I don't know. Somehow
Well, now everyone knows Jen doesn't return cards she borrows.
I have one. I did return them. Good God.
All right.
Rude.
Well,
So the autograph, there were autographs in this. There's Xavier Leggett autographs that are possible to come out of these boxes, which is pretty cool.
hey, we're going to get there in a second. All right, let's take a look at here and just cover a couple things. Let's start with the big picture purpose. According to Frenchie, who we all know is Bo Jackson's partner on Bo Jackson Ballerina,
And best friend.
It's in the contract. Sandstorm was a test to validate market fit for a superfan series. He said it was built around the University of South Carolina and that the Sandstorm name came from the song and game day culture tied to that fan base. That's important because it tells us this was not just another random themed release. It was an intentional attempt to see whether BoBA could build a product around a specific fan identity and sell it beyond the usual collector crowd. So if that's the concept, Jen, how did they actually sell it? Do you think it worked? Do you think if that's what they were trying to do, you think it worked?
I mean, people bought it and ripped it and still have it. I mean, I don't.
That is some deep insight.
I mean, it would. The problem is, it was like I think if they include like the Olympic one they did in the thing, that I think is what a super fan. Like I think the Olympic one should be in the super fan series. Like that I get, but this was so specific to their smaller group in South Carolina that you know what I'm
agree.
saying? Like
it was like a trial balloon.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and it sold, and I think people liked it, and they bought it, and they have the cards or whatever, and so I don't think anything, you know, negative happened from that. I like the idea. I think it just needs to be a broader base.
Well, and Tex, I think you have a comment to make. And by the way, Brandon, just chime in anytime. So to share this, while I was going through 2 years of messages, I found this one message in the public official Bo Jackson Battle Arena public forum where I said, it's kind of funny, this argument about fading a product, and yet there's a product right now being offered I hear little about. People were not talking about it while it was actively being sold. And in turn, this whole discussion was like, well, they didn't tell us about it. People who had been active in the community. Now, it's important to know, let's see, this is November 28th, 2024. So we would have just gotten, I don't have the calendar day, but literally there's a group of us who bought Bo Jackson Battle Arena before it existed. There was no physical product ever. And we had been waiting for months to like, hey, what do we spend all this money on? Let's see what it looks like. And this, I think, took place maybe a couple days after it released in Thanksgiving 2024. And so for a lot of people, they hadn't received their product yet. So again, this was you had released Alpha, you had the LA Dodgers championship box, and now here was this box for South Carolina, which most people are like, I don't care about South Carolina, like the school, like I don't need a Fanta box. So I said, thumbs up or down if you were buying Sandstorm. And it was 16 thumbs down and 4 thumbs up for buying the Sandstorm. I mean, Brandon,
I wish we could see who those people are. Is that possible?
Yeah, if I went back into, I'm not going to out them, but yeah.
Oh, come on, let's out them.
Tex always wants to freaking
yeah, come on,
throw people under the bus.
Yeah, let's stir the pot a little. Come on.
Yeah. No, let's not do it. But let's ask Brandon though. Brandon, if I mean, you're a Kentucky guy, so basketball is big for you right now, March Madness. What about, I mean, you and Duke and the others, you're trying to, you know, be all complete Southern schools, basketball and football, but you're not really a football school. Sandstorm box comes out today. Are you buying it? If they announce in the Discord, hey, this is for sale, are you buying that?
Sandstorm specifically, no, but that product isn't for me. Like that product is for those fans who live, breathe, like that school and that culture. So to me, if I got it, it would be, hey, this is cool. I would try to get it to somebody who it means something more to. Like I think about Purple Dog and his chase for the Seattle boxes. Like I'm sure there's a ton of people who got it who it doesn't mean as much to them as it would for. So I would stay away for that. But if there was a Kentucky one, or maybe the Bengals ever do something amazing, like I would be all in those series. But to me, it's about understanding what the product is and what it isn't. So like, I think that too, early on, trying to understand, you guys said like, hey, test, it's the first one out there. Like probably people didn't understand what it was meant to be and what it was not meant to be.
Well, Jen, if you want to go ahead, no, let's see. Let's go ahead and there we go. Jen, can you read that for us?
Yes.
Get on your glasses.
Actually, it's big enough. I can see it without. Thank you very much. It's like I try and do one. It's like get through one show without using my glasses. Now you make me read.
Oh, I took you off the screen so nobody can see you with your glasses.
Okay.
So thank you for announcing it though.
Who is buying Sandstorm? 65% not original BoBA backers, even higher for Sandstorm per Eric S. And then Jeff commented, very few original BoBA backers buying it.
Yeah. Are you, and so what's interesting is he actually said when Jeff was talking in the discussion about this, they talked about the fact that it actually gets closer to 9-1 in terms of people ordering it. That only 10% of the people were the early backers like ourselves who had been in originally. It was 90% new people who were doing it. But some of the original people bought multiple boxes. So they skewed it. So when you hear the 65% is new and 35% were early backers, that's actually 35% of the product. But like, of course, if some new person's like, I don't know what this is. Yeah, sure. I'll spend, and we'll talk about the price in a second. I'll spend X hundreds of dollars on something I've never heard of from a company I don't know. Like, they're only going to buy one. They're not going to buy multiple. Whereas people like us who knew Frenchie, and we're like, yeah, this is a winner. You got to buy one to rip and one. What is it Petrarca used to say? One to hold, one to rip, and one to sell, right? That's his rule.
Slappy, do you have a Sandstorm box?
I do. And what we found out through this research, well, we'll save that for the autograph portion of this discussion because it involves Tex Hooper.
What doesn't involve Tex Hooper?
So let me ask you this. So this is going back to 2024, Brandon. This is where we're going to play a game. Who can stump Jen? It's you and Jen. Texan isn't allowed to talk about this. So we're going to talk about pricing. And so through our research, we found out in our last episode talking about the early sets to Bo Jackson Battle Arena, we learned about the LA Dodger or the LA World Championship baseball boxes. I can't say Dodgers. LA World Champion boxes. They had a paper version, no battle foils, just paper. It was an $85 box, hugely collectible because they don't do it anymore. And we thought, oh my gosh. And it had alpha cards in it. So that Bo 1-of-1 Super Auto is sitting in a paper LA Dodgers 2024 box. And then I found out on Sandstorm.
Presumably.
How can you make concrete statements like that?
That's a bold claim.
It's true. All right. So if you look at the LA Dodge, you look at Sandstorm, guess what Sandstorm has? Sandstorm had a paper version too. There were 2 sets. And actually, in the research I did for this, Frenchie confirms these are the only 2 with paper and probably the only 2 that will ever be. So we thought the Dodgers 2024, the LA 2024 box was an outlier. It's 2 boxes that have these paper. And this is the other one. So how much do you think that paper version box went for, Brandon?
At release or on resale now?
Release.
Paper, $50.
Okay, Jen?
125.
Now, Jen should know because we just covered this and we talked about the price. It was $85, so that was $35.
I thought it was a trick. I heard you say 85. I'm like, nah, he couldn't have teed it up like that.
It was 35 for it was 35 for Brandon. It was 40 for Jen. 1 point for Brandon. All right. Now they had 2 battle foil versions, and one of them did not come with a. And actually, you want to know one thing is like, let me cue this up so you guys can get it. Is that I'll share exactly what was in it. Is Eric has a very nice. He has a very nice. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Is that this is being added to the stage now? So let's see. Remove that. There we go. All right. So.
God, again with the glasses.
No, Jen. I don't think you're going to be able to read it. All right. So Eric said. MJ, can you read it, Jen? I'll let you if you can.
No, I can't even see it. It just looks like white blur.
Well, this is for people on their mobile phone, and they're going to go like this. They can freeze it. They can look at it. Like, this is for posterity. All right. So Eric is responding to MJ number 23, one of the original, or somebody who's been in the community for a long time. Eric said the guaranteed auto is the price change there between the 2 XL versions, not the lower version, the paper version. You get exclusive box stoppers with some parallel themes that match the box style. And he also mentions, we're going to have to talk about this after because I don't remember anything about this Hang with Bo card. Like, I don't remember this at all. The Hang with Bo card could end up in these boxes, blah, blah, blah. Not sure about that. So he said, a battle trainer kit and booster pack, then box topper and paper variations at the $85 range. And we can't play this game anymore because it's going to give it away. The 1 pack paper and 1 pack foil at the $185 range. So you get the battle trainer kit. You get a booster pack. And by the way, when he says the Hang with Bo card could come up in these boxes, as each battle trainer kit also contains a booster collector pack from Alpha Edition set. So wherever that super foil landed across collection would be your shot at it. So we found another place where the Bo Super 1-in-1 could be in this booster pack of alpha cards in here. So the paper version gets a battle trainer kit, a booster pack, and a box topper in paper variations, and that's $85. At $185, you get 1 pack paper and 1 pack foil. So you're only getting a foil pack for $100 more dollars. And then for $245, you get everything we just mentioned, plus a guaranteed auto. So what's crazy is for $60 more, you had a guaranteed auto from XL. Panel, react to that right there.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it does seem like a no-brainer.
Those days are way in the past too, I would imagine. Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing that again anytime soon.
No.
Unfortunately.
We've long outgrown those types of
free autos.
Yep.
All right. So I guess the question though is with Brandon, like he said, as a Kentuckian, he's going to pass on it. Now I tell you, for $60 more, you're getting that. Are you buying it at $245, knowing you have a guaranteed auto from XL?
XL doesn't do it for me. If I had the ability, what I would probably do is try to grab one and then see if I could leverage it in a trade for something that would mean more to me and get it to the right people. So I do a lot of that within the community, like try to help people. People tell me I'm the BoBA broker, whatever that means. But if I had the opportunity, it would be to try and help somebody else out.
So hold on a second. So before you were saying you want to leave it to the people who are Purple Dog going after a Seattle team, but now all of a sudden you want to take their product from them and have it as trade bait to get what you want. You don't sound so selfless to me anymore, Brandon.
I mean, if it's sitting there and it doesn't sell out in 2 seconds, like all the other products, maybe that's a great opportunity. But
well, you said I'm only teasing. I'm teasing you. You are a good community member. All right. So, but you just gave us 2 segues. I can only bring up one slide at a time. So does this sweeten the pot for you at all, where it's a no-brainer? This is a dream come true. There was an Xavier Leggett auto issue. They hoped the autos would ship in the box, but this literally was, I mean, think about this back in this day, guys, BoBA, right? It's November. They're like, we're selling you this box. What are we going to get it by Christmas? Like Thanksgiving to, I mean, almost like, am I missing a year here? Like, was it Thanksgiving to the following Christmas? But like, they're putting this together in weeks. They probably were thinking about it for a while. So they had some, but they hoped the autos would ship in the box. The autographs actually shipped separately. There were no autos in the boxes. They signed the cards. The signed cards shipped after the release. So Brandon, you got this great fancy box and the auto was shipped separately. So you could be like, which one do you really want? Which one do you want to like keep a sealed box, and you get the auto separate that you get to rip? I mean, they'll never do that again, guys, but that's pretty cool that they separated it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Yep.
And through this research, when I saw this, I went through and I was looking at I was looking at the price that I paid. You can go through the shop app and you can figure out like, okay, what did you pay for everything? And
Jen, you're going to love this.
Guaranteed Xavier Leggett auto. And so this was a little hiccup in the beginning of the BoBA days. I was in a hurry. I had ordered something for text and I had put in his address for some other BoBA product. And when this thing came up,
it's my fault. It's my fault.
So when this came up, I ordered it for myself. They shipped this product to Tex Hooper in Syracuse, New York. And when I contacted the BoBA team, I'm like, hey, why would you ship this product? It says to ship it to me in Rhode Island. Why'd you ship it to New York? They're like,
it had your name on it when it showed up here.
We were shipping 2 things at the same time, and we just merged your orders together. And I'm like, if it's 2 different addresses, why'd you pick that one? And like, just because. So they shipped my product to Tex Hooper. This is not a widespread issue. This is, I mean, how many people are like, oh, I have 2 personalities, send it to 2 different states. They shipped it there. But here's the best part, Jen. I have that Sandstorm box in my house now. What I don't have is
the
my auto. And I forgot about my auto until I did research for the show. And I called Tex Hooper and I'm like, do you have 2 Xavier Leggett autos? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what
I always wondered why I had two.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. It's like,
Possession is 9 tenths of the law.
yeah. They're just in the pile with everything else. Hey, at least I have them.
Oh my God, that is hysterical. It's literally almost 2 years later. That's freaking funny.
Yeah.
And I will say one of the things, as we know, we're not going to go deep into geeks, but this is Radish Break Room. We're live every Wednesday, noon Eastern, talking about Bo Jackson Battle Arena. What happened at noon Eastern today was the Geek Snapshot regarding Tecmo. If you know, you know on that, but it's just it's an open society to everybody. But like, there's something going on there. One of the things that I want to do, and everybody knows Big Rob and the great work he's done with the Radish price guide. And if I mention that, that means yes, Tex, that I'm going to have to.
Got BoBA cards? Don't guess the price. Look up their value now at radishpriceguide.com.
So Rob's done a great job with there. And the one thing I've asked Rob to do, and I actually can build it at radishdigital.com, but I want to create a place where you can go in and every time something happens in the community, you can check a box like how many Tecmo boxes did I order? So like when Tecmo, like probably 40% of the community goes, hey, I just got something in the mail. I totally forgot I ordered that. And it's something worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So like something like my auto, it's like I could go in to Radish Digital, log in, and then be like, I have a like a nice thing. And everybody goes, oh, you can go in the shop app. You can do this. It's not really filterable, as Tex will tell you, and he orders a lot on the shop app, so he needs a filter. But just someplace you can store everything you bought so you don't forget about everything you did. All right, now Brandon talked about one other thing, guys. He said, I would go in and buy it if it wasn't like everything else that sold out in a second. So Brandon, ready for your mind to be blown away? Delivery by Christmas 2024. It locked at the Clemson kickoff November 30th, 2024. The print run, unknown for Super Spur, unknown for the limited edition battle foil, but Frenchie said, he goes, if this keeps going the way it's going, it's going to be basically the same thing as the 2024 Dodgers kanji box, 2024 LA kanji box, which is the XL battle foil guaranteed auto. So about only 250 of these were actually made. And again, the box doesn't have to be ripped because the auto is separate. So there's 250 of these limited. But Brandon, it was print on demand. It's like Topps now where they say, this is good until, on Wednesday at midnight, everybody puts in the orders. That's the print run. So this was an open print run. So some people said, oh, it's sold out. It was not sold out. It just stopped selling at the kickoff. I mean, Brandon, would you rather go back to those days where you definitely have access, or do you like it now where there's a cap? Because otherwise people, the flippers, right, would order 1 million boxes.
Yeah. I like the idea of having a cap because it makes it more special. It makes it more unique. It's history. So, but I do think it's interesting in that perspective at a time where it was just like, hey, like it wasn't like a supply and demand thing. It's like, hey, like how much interest do we have, and we'll get it out there. Those days are long gone, but I think that's definitely very interesting. And the more I've gotten interested in BoBA, the more and more the FOMO comes out. And so there probably is a little bit of like, as I'm saying, yeah, I wouldn't do it. Like if it sits there long enough telling me I have an opportunity, I'm going to probably talk myself into it to at least have it for some reason later on. So I am a walking hypocrite. Yes.
Now you're truly one of us.
Yeah.
All right. Jen and Tex, I mean, your thoughts about the open print run. I mean, Tex, you did not remember this for sure, did you?
No. No. I knew it was a limited print run, obviously. I didn't remember that that was exactly how they did it, that the print run closed with whatever orders had been received by kickoff of that Clemson game. But it's pretty cool. I don't know. I think I like the way that, the structure of it now where, we kind of have a set number and we kind of go from there, and it's every man and woman for themselves.
And child. My children try to get their spots. Yeah, let's include that.
And
Jen,
and spouses.
I mean, Jen, like we don't know what's going to happen with the Superfan series. I mean, maybe like it's smart, right, to tie it into like a kickoff of a big game because, of course, as you all remember, because we're big University of South Carolina Gamecock fans, it is number 15 South Carolina defeated number 12 Clemson 17-14 in a dramatic 2024 Palmetto Bowl on November 30th, 2024. I mean, yeah, Sellers led the victory with 164 passing yards. It was just memorable. But so, Jen, for the Superfan series, you think they'll go back to this? Would you like them to go back to this? So it's not, again, they're not trying to create like these world championship boxes. It's for the fans. So do they create more of them so that as many fans can have it?
I think I disagree with Tex. Shocking. I know. That for this particular line of product, I think there should be a lock, and whoever wants to get a box gets a box, because it is more of a fan-based box, and it's more of a collectible for those people who follow that team or however they deem what a super fan box is. So I kind of like this model for that particular line of the product.
Yeah, I agree. And it'll be interesting. So just guessing for Superfan series, you said what you like. Do you think they do that or do they not? Just let's guess and we can come back and look at the tape later after they do it.
Take your time.
I think the shut it, Tex. Just because of the way the community and the market is now, I think they're gonna put a cap on it.
Okay, Jeff, Tex, do you agree?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I think there'll be a cap.
Brandon, you agree too?
I almost think that based upon the conversation, there could be two. Like if you did like a paper release where, hey, everyone could get whatever they wanted, and like, not that that's not special, but you have something that everybody could have that just means something to them, and then you have more of a collector box, if you will, that has some of those bigger chases. So you can speak to both sides of that market. So can I split down the middle?
Yeah. No, it's like, wow, that's like the wisest person we've had on the show in weeks. I'm kidding. No $1 basket. That's interesting because what if XL, you're like, can you imagine that agreement with XL? You're like, listen, we're going to sell these things, and however many we sell, that's what you're going to sign. And all of a sudden 15,000 people buy the guaranteed auto. And you're like going back to XL and be like, hey, XL, we got 15,000 autos you got to sign. So let's just start working on that. And like what he would have to do. Yeah. So to your point, Brandon, interesting, a hybrid. I was going to say I lean towards unlimited, but I think you're right. I think a hybrid, like where they do that, that'll be interesting. All right. And then one thing that we also want to just mention about this is that our Jamps, who had ripped his box, he saw a foil play, which is interesting. I don't recall this existing. Of course, we've all seen, like you see the fancy foil plays. I think it's Blast, right? That they were foil plays. So the Sandstorm had a foil play too. It's just a regular play. It is not a bonus play. So that's important to know for people who are looking to put sets together. All right. I think though, Jen and Tex, before we head over to so we're not going to know a print run because it was print on demand. And as we all know, BoBA doesn't release anything publicly. So we're trying to give everybody, what was the price? What were the tiers? What was the print run? What was in the product? And that's what we're trying to cover on every one of these special edition BoBAs. And we can only give so much. We gave you the pricing. And by the way, the $85 you saw there was a question mark there. We were able to track down people who had bought of course, I bought the auto only tier. I did not get an auto. One of my closest friends took it from me.
You have it. You just don't physically have it.
But what are the chances you and I will forget about this by the end of this week and I will never get it?
Hi.
It's very possible.
I am so grateful that he hasn't sold it, because when he has duplicates, he's like, well, I don't need that. Like, that was my big concern. I'm like, oh my God, he sold it. So we covered, like, we know one print run, and Frenchie had said it's not final, but it's right around the 250 mark. That was for the auto version. We know the price for two. We did confirm that, the 145 or 185 and the 245. And then we believe the paper. I mean, if one was 145, then we gotta like the LA Dodger, the LA Champion box, which had sold just days before that, was $85. So it stands to reason they would keep it in that same range. All right. So let's see. I think we covered everything in that. Let's see. Okay, I think we ended up covering everything about that. I mean, I think that Sandstorm I think it was a cool limited drop, and I see the blueprint for much bigger BoBA super fan series. And so maybe we close it out, Jen and Tex and Brandon, by talking about, this isn't your, name one personal, and then name 3 other, like the first 3 super fan series they should do. Go, Brandon.
Kentucky Bengals. No, I mean, if you're really trying to speak to the community, you got to go with your big team. So there's been a bunch of Dodgers, but like probably like the Yankees, maybe the Red Sox, who's the 49ers, non-biased, but Kentucky.
You know, and this, Brandon brings up a good point, Jen and Tex, is that he was mentioning professional teams. And in my mind, I always thought about the Superfan series as college only. Do we think the Superfan series is?
I think the Superfan series, I think it's like when I think of like the Superfan series, like it would be cool, like a box for like the NFL draft, like the top NFL draft prospect. Like when I think of Superfan, that's what I think of, like not so much of a team per se, but more of a sport wide thing, you know, like that stretches across, or they do, you know, like other sports or activities, other things that they can incorporate.
I think that's super cool. Like the Kentucky fan, I mean, March Madness, like March Madness Heroes or something. I'd be all over that.
Right. It's like, so it's not team oriented. It's more broad ranging sport type stuff, like different, you know, maybe NFL, like all the Pro Bowlers or all of the like different things like that is how I
or
see
just the best players from each season, maybe going to a special little set at the end of the year.
Right.
You know, or something like that. And you could do that for, you know, maybe do 1 a year, you know, which would be pretty cool. Not for every sport, just, you know, 1 year it might be the best of the MLB for that year. 1 year it might be the best of the NBA, you know, or it could be various things. I mean, I would love to see like,
I think Superfan should branch out, you know, whether it's like WWE, whether it's F1, whether it's because everyone keeps asking for these other sports to be included in BoBA, which I'm hopeful, crossing my fingers that one day they might bring some others in. But for the time being, I think this is that would be a good avenue to fill that void.
And I mean, that's kind of what this Olympic box is.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of something different that's more of a, you know, covers a wide range of you know, sports. I mean, it's centralized on hockey, but it involves all the Olympics.
Have they said that's falling under the Superfan?
That I don't know.
Under the,
I'm not sure if that's under like the championship series or the Superfan series. I think you kind of, I think they should just merge them into one.
No,
I mean, why have, you think they need separate ones?
Well, no, because that goes back to my statement of if you're going to do a Superfan box, I don't know how they would do this. And I think at some point they have to put a limit on it just because people would buy too much and they have to plan for production and all that. But I think the Superfan series, if you want the box, you should be able to get a box.
So you like having a championship series and a Superfan series?
Yeah.
I'd love to see like go back to like the 90s bowls, you know, do something like that, like highlight, you know, a specific team 1 year, like a great team, or maybe, you know, one of the great Edmonton Oilers teams from, you know, when
like the Dream Team or something.
Stuff. Do the Dream Team, the 90s Dream Team, that would be amazing too. There's so much possibility with, you know, things like that with, you know, looking backwards.
Well, so Tex, and of course Whiplash with a great one, Miracle on Ice. I said to my son, like, that's a movie that he and I both love. We watch it, and I was like, dude, before they die, like, get that photograph and start sending it around the country. I mean, they work as like lawyers, dentists, like whatever.
They're
like,
all up in Lake Placid. They're like 3-4 hours from me.
But well, a lot of them are in Mass because that's where a lot of them came from, and so like we're close being in Rhode Island. But I'm like, listen, I'm like, what? Like the dentist, like he signs invoices all the time. Like whatever, he'd be glad to sign something for you. I'm like, get it right now, like, if you want. All right, Tex, you didn't say it when I was asking for specific examples. Obviously, personal one, Syracuse. You'd love a Syracuse superfan series.
Sure, Syracuse and the Jets.
Okay, so give me
maybe
3.
a special Super Bowl 3.
The Jets, they print 2 of
way
them.
back.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah. I can tell you the print run on that jet.
Yeah, it would be a
That's
small
why I
set.
said 2.
Come on.
They would print 2 because Tex would save one and rip one.
All right. So, Jen, any others besides Syracuse and the Jets?
Excuse me. I just gave you like a whole minute of.
Yeah, I want you to boil it down, though. I just want the talking head. You gave a good explanation for all the.
No,
ones
I gave you examples.
All right, the top 3. Break it down and recap it.
If
you can't remember,
the NFL draft was one.
Yeah, the draft prospects, like the top, I don't know, whatever.
No
first round.
explanation. NFL draft prospects. Second one.
I would say.
See, this was easy. You just gave them to me. Give me the 3. I just want to know what they are.
That's still only 2.
Actually, that's 2 and 3. So
yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, okay. That's what I just want to know. Like, it is interesting. Like, I would like to see, like, of course, I'm a Big Ten fan. I can't stand the SEC bias in this country. So I'd love to see like an SEC, a Big Ten, do it for football, do it for basketball. I'd love to do something like that. You could even take that to like the different sports, like baseball. You could do National League and American League, even though as much as the commissioner wants to get rid of the different leagues, like they do exist, Mr. Commissioner, and they could do something like that. So it'd be interesting. But like,
I'm gonna steal Troy's. I like Troy, like world record holders. That's cool.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like the kind of offbeat, like not the things that would go into the regular BoBA product. I guess that would be my statement.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I will say for everybody who's watching, this is Radish Break Room. We're live every Wednesday at noon Eastern. We talk about Bo Jackson Battle Arena, Tex Hooper, Gen Con, Slappy White. We've got Brandon here as our guest. We've been talking about the different sets of Bo Jackson Battle Arena, not the main sets, the Alpha Update, Griffey set. We're talking about the smaller sets that come out. We started with the first one, the 2024 Dodger set. And actually, Tex, when you asked, like, was this the first? That's why we started with the 2024 LA Champion box, because that was the first. This was the second, the Sandstorm edition for the University of
Tex doesn't catch on to those things. It's like,
yeah, well,
I didn't caught on. I just, for some reason, I remembered getting this first. Seemed like we got that first before we got the. LA.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Right. But it's second somehow. So we got it first, but it's somehow second.
Yes.
Perfect. I totally understand that. Makes perfect sense.
So this is what we'd love is for everybody watching this on recording, because of course most of our folks see this, they don't see it live. So please drop a comment in, talk about what super fan series you'd most like to see. Give us one that you personally want to see, and give us one that the rest of the world wants to see. Because we always know, I'm not even going to mention what Whiplash Jackson mentioned in here. I don't think that they're ready for that one just yet. I don't think it's going to be that widespread. I think it's a great sport. Just don't think it's widespread yet. All right. So Jen, can you tee up the next segment?
Ooh, the next segment. Yeah. So we have already talked about Sandstorm from the product side, but now let's move over to the more general BoBA and talk about stuff that happens after we rip all the boxes. And this is why we had Brendan join us today and talk about some of the things that he's doing with the sets, his experiences, and everything that he's doing from the collector side. So Brandon, again, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
So for everyone watching, either live or on the recording, what Slappy's about to put up on the screen is going to blow some people's minds. It's pretty amazing and wild. But Brendan, you didn't build just one set. You've got a complete set after another complete set after another complete set, and then there's one that we're literally just one card away. So first off, welcome to the Insanity Club. I'm glad you're a member like the rest of us.
Yeah.
So
I want to know what autograph you're missing.
Like, give us all the details.
Yeah, I'll tell you everything and probably give you too much context. But real quick, the championship limited run, one idea that I had, it'll never happen, but I think it'd be super cool to have like a paper set of like most impactful like Discord members or like community members. Like as I think about like how Soothing is a pickle who identifies as a cactus, like little things like that commemorate like the culture of boba. Like I just think like those things would be super cool. Something different. It'll never happen, but things like that. Because in this picture, the thing that everyone loves besides like how cool it looks is there's this missing card at the bottom. And what I had to do was create my own little like chat GPT and make myself a card. Called myself like the logo man and gave myself a power and all this stuff to place in there as like a fun little spoof to make it complete so everyone can stop looking at that bottom right corner. So, but yeah, so just to kind of give you a little bit of context, so my journey started in August. I joined Boba the day after the Griffey pre-sale sold out. So like a lot of people, I don't get guaranteed access to Tecmo. So I've had to make a lot of really cool friends to hopefully get in on some and be a part of the Discord. But at first it was just I saw an ad on Facebook. I actually have a local card shop whose hangout that carried the product, and I just walked in there one day just to try and learn. And I'm like, this seems cool. I have a 6-year-old son now, and it's like, well, I love superheroes. He's getting really into sports. Maybe this is something that we can kind of do together. And they were explaining it to us. Hey, it's kind of like war. I'm like, well, if anything, like he likes war, so we could do that. And then like he still thinks it's cool, but as you talk about like obsession and maybe head first, I've gotten carried away. But it all started with autos. Like I just thought that that was the coolest thing, and what really kind of like jump started everything in for me. I said I would never be into parallels. Like that's so silly. Like why would you do this? Like when you can have an autograph. Like, and then Griffey came out, and I had the opportunity to rip like my first hobby box, and from there, like it was just such a cool experience. The rush, and one of my favorite parallels were the logos. Um, and so just like a lot of the parallels, at first you don't know what the print runs are or you know how popular or not popular they're going to be. And it felt like at the time everyone was super excited about like the Colosseums. And I'm like, I like the logos, they look pretty cool. And I thought like the fire and the ice popped. And so just started trying to grab them here and there. It started with like a couple heroes that like I really liked, that I felt like the price wasn't too bad on. And I think you put a comment up there earlier, like Brandon's probably going to try and trade for something. Like I love the idea of trading. And so just trying to figure out what other people like, how could I get that? And it just started kind of escalating from there. And then it was like, well, it'd be kind of cool if I rotated it. And I was like, this is so dumb, but I'm going to call it Project Icy Hot. And we just literally started rotating. And then I had a bunch and it started working out. And then it just kind of became like this awesome thing.
Yeah, every other one, Jenny.
I didn't even realize that.
Fire, ice, fire, ice, fire, ice.
Oh.
Yeah. And what was really cool about it is it was unique. And I had shared it with some people who thought it was awesome. And it just kind of took off from there. Like I have a laundry list of people who've kind of helped me out. and I thought about naming them, and I still can, but I'm gonna miss people, and they're gonna be so mad at me. But the community started like looking out for me, and so like I would get tagged in almost every single logo that went up. Like it was insane. And then for a while, I was like, okay, like I think butterfly sting, like I've still never seen one pulled. And like I'm hovering and whatnot, not participating, just hovering, like, hey, like whoever hits it, like let's work something out. And some of these, and then just like people know people who somehow have these things, and like, hey, like let me introduce you. Like we want to help you complete this, and it just kind of took off from there, and just finished it a couple weeks ago. But as you can imagine, these things take off, and your mailbox is constantly full. Your spouse is looking at you like they're ready to kill you. So then it's all started kind of slowing down, and I had that rush or that excitement of like I'm always on the hunt for something. And then it was like, well, what else should I do? I kind of started getting back into autos. And then I shared at the beginning, I went to Las Vegas for the first time. We went to the Backstreet Boys concert at the Sphere. And I was like, I'm kind of bored. I just participated in my first sealed event to learn how to try and play. So B-Dub and Bundy, which funny enough, we worked together and we didn't realize that we worked together, convinced me to go up and try to learn how to play. And so I did. I was like, oh, like this is a lot easier than I thought. Like, what was I so scared of? And then I'm like, I'm gonna build a deck. And then when I tried to build the deck, I'm like, I still love autos. I don't know how I feel about playing with the autos. I see everyone like, what are they doing? I'm like, oh, I like that one. I like that one. I'm like, I just want this to look clean. I don't know why. And I was like, oh, like let's try and do like steel blizzards, and that kind of took off from there. And I had an amazing trade with one of the BoBA team members. It's Doug. I helped him get one of his in search of for a long time, the Cat Hex Auto, and from that, I was able to acquire a bunch of ice autos from Alpha and some different Alpha autos. I'm like, hey, I've seen Major Rob talk about his collection with steel autos. I think Joe Church has done something similar with ice autos. Like the logos have kind of slowed down. While I'm waiting to finish these one or two logos, like why don't I also try and get some of the original Alpha autos? And
So
funny
how
enough, the one I'm missing, one I had, and I
Yeah.
traded it right before I left for Las Vegas for the Backstreet Boys. And now I'm trying to find it again.
is that the one? The Mean Joe Green is the one you
Mean
traded away that you need?
Yeah, Mean Joe. Funny enough, like it wasn't part of the plan. Someone literally made me an offer that I don't think anyone could have refused because it just meant that much to them. And so I was like, okay. Like, and then I'm just like, all right, now I got to go find another one. And because of all the connections and everything that I've built, like people try to help me out. So this is the last one for that series. I have a lot more autos that thankfully you didn't show on the screen, because if my wife sees this, I'm going to be in really big trouble. But yeah.
So you've gotten most of these through trades or purchases from other community members. You said you lurk and whatnot, but you don't participate in breaks.
So I used to, and I still will when it comes time to time. But I like the idea. Like I've gotten the thrill, probably just like everybody. Probably had a higher credit card bill 1 month than I probably should have here or there. But once I kind of identified like what I really liked, then I just kind of started switching over to singles, and just watching the activity. Like it's still fun, but I don't feel the strikeout and miss. Like you can hit really big, but I'll do it every now and then when I'm not so like narrow focus on like this is what I need. Why go for anything else when it's just like this is what I need?
Hey, and breaking news, Tex. You see that comment from Pegasus on the screen, right?
I'm reading it now.
Can you read it out loud for our visually impaired listeners?
Oh wow! I just traded my ice, Mean Joe. How did I not know this? KSH
Yeah.
has one on the way to her. Good luck with her. Good luck with her, though.
Yeah. Pegasus, I appreciate the
So,
tip, but Pegasus also had a fingers, I believe, fire or ice logo that he forgot to tell me about, and he traded it,
oh,
and I had been posting about it for like 2 months straight,
oh.
and so my heart is still broken, but I appreciate the lead, so I think we're good now.
And it's,
See how you are, Pegasus? So is there another set you're working on now, or are you just trying to finish off the ice, and are you waiting for Tecmo now before you do anything else, or what's
Yeah,
the
so
plan?
looks like me and Onyx are
wait, is
gonna
Onyx the
connect
one
here.
who
So
is Onyx the
Yeah.
one you sent it to right before you got bored?
no, so like while I'm very active in the Discord, I also joined the Facebook page. I know that there's a couple of them out there, but there was a gentleman who had been posting for a while, like really want this, like, and at that time too, like Mean Joe, I think, is very like big in like sports culture. I'm a Bengals fan, so like it also didn't mean a lot to me. And now I'm like, oh, like I am trying to track down a Steelers autograph. Like it pains me, but knowing that it's the last one. But no, it wasn't to him. It was just to another member who really, really wanted it. And to my comment earlier in the show, like if someone it really means something to somebody and I'm not super tied to it, like I'm gonna try and help them out. Um,
It's great.
because
Well,
people do that for me all the time.
Do you happen to have any
you
Phoenix Hex cards?
Oh my
and,
God.
and you
Tex.
know what, guys? Any Rotters to add to his collection?
Yes.
Hey,
No,
is
I have enough Rotters. Rotters, I'm
Rotters.
good on.
Rotters and Sputnik.
I'm full up on Rotter.
Yeah.
But Petrarca is a Steelers guy. So the other thing is Petrarca, when you get around on the beaches of Portugal to watching this, is that if you can help a brother out, like he won't want to let go, but he might have 5 or 6 ice auto knowing him. And by the way, we should put this out, this Tex and Jen, is that we helped. Of course, we had Jammer on the show last week, and he talked about his rad collection. And he said in the days following, he was adding to his collection. He knocked off, I think, 5 or 7. So if you're in the community and you're looking for a couple things, it's reach out to us. We'd love to have you on to talk about your collection. I know Purple Dog, we've talked about having him on, but Purple Dog wants to wait until he is like, but our goal also is to help you spotlight your collection and help you get there. So this is the only one left. You've got the logo complete. You've got the ice auto one away. And then Jen, did we want to focus on the third and final set then?
The Steel Blizzard, is it the
Yeah,
one?
the Steel Blizzard got the final one in the mail. It's a Smoltzy. So that one should be completed here
Nice.
this week. But just talking about like the community, like there's a couple pieces of this, like Bundy has yet to have an all-day Steel Blizzard. I told him I got it. I said, hey, if you can help me out to replace it with the deck, like all day doesn't mean that much to me. I would just need a Vlad Steel Blizzard and I got you. And so like just like little things like that. We did that with some of the logo stuff with some people who were trying to rainbow. But like those are just examples of like, hey, like how do you help each other out? The Smolty one came from, hey, I'm doing a madness deck, so it's a little confusing, but if you can help me figure out how I can replace this and it not mess it up, like it's all yours. And so like just getting the word out there and trying to work together to find a common solution, like you rarely find people who aren't willing to try and help you out.
And Jen and Tex, I didn't realize this, but when the photographer was taking this picture, he must have been throwing his tomahawk because it's kind of blurred. Like,
Yeah, it's blurred. We have motion.
yeah, it's an action shot. I don't know too many action shots on BoBA cards.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Now, oh shoot, I had a question. I forgot it now.
Well, I
well.
can talk about another collection that you all don't see here.
Okay.
But so once I finally kind of like figured out like a strategy, one of the things that I've done is for me, like Kentucky, Cincinnati Reds, and the Cincinnati Bengals, I try to get one really nice card per hero that's available. And so like for Tyler Hero, I have his Hex Auto. For Ellie De La Cruz, I have his Fire Auto. I would love to go higher, but I also think too, like hey, some of these, when you get into like the 190s or the 200s, like
Mm.
mentally, there's no way I can do it. I'll trade you for it because I don't have to fork out the cash for it, but I have to stop at a certain point. So like, hey, like a fire auto for him, I'm happy with. But for his alpha debut, I Cursive traded me his Hex Blizzard for his first appearance. So I try to get one really nice one. It's typically a Hex. Within them, I have a maxed out Logofoil Hex on the way, but there's two that I technically need, which would be a Barocious Hex Parallel. Would love the Blizzard, but I also don't want to have to take out a second mortgage on my home because that feels like the running rate. And funny enough, my neighbor, who I also work with, B-Dub, has like 30,000 Barocious cards, and he's got his house locked down. Can't even get near it. He'll trade me anything and everything, but don't even ask about a burrow. And then, funny enough, Foxhole, like, can't find a Foxhole Hex Parallel to save my life, like, which is strange to me for that one. But I basically open to anything that's not base. So otherwise, then I'm all caught up.
I know what I wanted to ask you. You said you played a little with your son. Do you plan on playing more? Are you going to try and get into any competitions? Are you deck building?
Yeah. So with my son, at this point, we take what you see on the screen and we just shuffle it and play war. So we'll just split it in half and do that. And he thinks it's cool. And then that way we don't have to play with the autos. My wife wanted to take an interest because I had become probably unhealthily obsessed with it. So she actually enjoys ripping with me. And I said, hey, like, if I built a deck, would you want to learn how to play? And she said, sure. So I'm probably going to build some sort of second deck so that we can learn how to play together. So I know that there's a couple family members in the community who do that. I will try and participate in, I think it's the SCG event here in Cincinnati in May. I don't know if that'll be like spec deck or just a sealed. I'm now working on like, hey, like, what do these plays mean? And luckily, B-Dub is a competitive player. Bundy has played a little bit, so they've told me. I've sent some screenshots to Knoxville Chris, like, hey, are these good? I have no idea what I'm looking at here. To try and like learn to play a little bit, because it is fun. I was intimidated at first, and I was just in my own head about it. But once I learned how to play, the community really rallied around me at the SEAL tournament. It was a safe place. There was no such thing as dumb questions. You're like, oh, this is pretty cool. And like, hey, like, quit flipping the freaking coin. Like, what are we doing here? And so between that and rolling the dice, like, hey, quit that. It was fun and competitive, and I liked it.
Excellent. Do you plan on going to the national?
TBD. I think I'm still probably intimidated from like a playing perspective. I'll probably get over it, but I really want to go just to meet people. Like, there's so many really kind people that have helped me throughout my journey, and just to put faces to names. Like, I've seen all of your names in the Discord at certain points, but just being able to meet you and talk to you and just doing that, like, BSing a little bit, having the conversation with sports and superheroes, and then just kind of seeing the energy. I've heard all about it from many different people. So the idea would be yes, but whether I'll participate or not is TBD.
How long of a drive is it to Chicago?
About 4.5 hours. So it's not bad.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you
That's
have
not
to go.
bad.
You gotta go.
Yes,
You gotta
you
at least
go.
for a day. At least for a day, you gotta come
You
in.
gotta go.
To meet everybody. You don't need to play.
Oh,
If you don't bring your deck, if you decide to play, you could play, or you could play in a sealed tournament. But you should come just to meet everybody and hang out.
Yeah, well, like, I think the idea is like it would be great, but I do have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And so I also have to make sure that I take care of my wife if I'm going to ask permission to leave, and make sure that she has a spa day to recoup from probably the heck that the 3-year-old would put her through, and maybe a little bit of the talking back that the 6-year-old would do to her.
Well, you have till the third week in July to get a spa day squeezed in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So you can come to Chicago.
Well, Jen, I did want to cover Seal Price before we go, but
Yes.
is there anything else that we wanted to talk to Brandon about with his sets?
Is there anything else you're looking for that, now that you have this audience here, that might be some people that aren't familiar with what you're looking for that could maybe help you out. So I know you named off some stuff, but there's maybe, 3-4 big cards that you're looking for. You could talk about them quick.
The main Joe Ice Auto would be great, just to put that all to rest. A Barocious Hex Parallel, a Foxhole Hex Parallel, like those would be fantastic. And then to help out my buddy Al Bundy, if someone has or could find a Vlad Steel Blizzard, so that I can get that and I can get him his all day so that he can complete that.
This is like the Oscars text. You asked him for a speech, and now all of a sudden he's going to list everybody in the community.
Cue the music, Slappy. Cue the music.
Oh, I have a list. I'm going to get yelled at later. Why didn't you say my name? Like,
you know what? Actually, we'll post your full list in Discord after the show.
Absolutely.
And what's the easiest way for people to get a hold of you? Not everybody's on Discord. We have a lot of people who watch this. They're just in the Facebook groups. They don't do anything. I don't know if you want to dox yourself in Facebook. You mentioned you're part of the Facebook groups. Do you want to say what your profile is so they can reach you that way?
Yeah, just my normal name, Brandon Megley. Trying to spell it Maegley. But yeah, just send me a DM. Like, honestly, half of the collections and things that I've gotten have been from sliding into DMs or making connections. Like, very few things come from an in search of post. Like, so.
And in Discord, it's Brandon May, MAE, and then 3857.
Yeah, it honestly auto assigned when I first got to Discord through something else, and then I never changed it. I tried to change it once, and then no one knew who I was, so I just went right back. I have no idea what the numbers mean.
If you do honestly, if you change it like Jammer changed his to Jammer Rad, looking for Rads. If you change it to Brad and Brandon, Logo, Ice, Blizzard, Set Builder, like nobody's gonna confuse you, dude. Like I'd switch it over to that.
Yeah, Brandon May, Ultimate Trader, trying to take
Yeah.
Knoxville Chris's title. I think that'll be great. But don't tell him.
All right. Well, listen, before you go, let's just take a quick look at this. Is that let's see if I can get it big enough so that Tex can read the screen. Tex, can you read the screen? And of course, this is over at Radish Price.
Got BoBA cards? Don't guess the price. Look up their value now at radishpriceguide.com.
And Tex, I just went to the last week. So do you want to just share those prices for the last week? Tex, oh, there you go.
What? Huh?
You were on mute. You're good now.
Oh, was I? Oh, okay. Griffey double megas are coming in at just under 180.
Shoo!
With what was the 30-day? Is that 151?
Yeah, it's 151.
Let me make this a little bigger. Blaster boxes are sitting right around retail still. I believe Star City still has blasters for sale at, I think it's $58.99 is what they have.
Actually, Tex, yes. I just brought it up, and they are still sitting there at $59.99. Of course, probably most people don't know that, but go ahead.
Right. Okay. So blasters are at market price. The Alpha Edition blaster boxes are up to $450. 30-day average was $474, which is really nice on those. Alpha Edition hobby boxes, $2,100. That's wild. Jesus. Blaster boxes for Griffey, the release day blasters. Those are $275. Wow, those are up around $20 from their 30-day average, which is pretty nice. Look at that, $750 for booster boxes. And Griffey hobby boxes, it's $790. That's way up from its 30-day average. 30-day average is $721. It's up to $790.
It's going.
That's a big move. Alpha update blaster boxes hanging in at $120. It's up a little from its 30-day average. I think everything else here looks like is pretty consistent. No big moves here on anything for the hobby cases or the double mega case. But and Griffey jumbo hobby boxes, which if you can find them, are sitting right at 3,400, and they've been there a while.
Yeah,
So,
I think
but I don't think,
I think when
there's
you
many
click
of those to be had.
when you click on the find on eBay, last time I
Yes.
checked, it took you to one for 7,500 or best offer. So the last jumbo for Griffey might be 3,400, but the next one is 7,500. So there's quite a disparity between what they're selling and buying at.
Yeah, actually, there's one. There's another one offered for 5,500. There's one on there right now.
Okay, yeah, the price
So
is coming
the
down.
5,500 and the 7,500 are on there.
Now it's
Oh,
making
there's
me
also
really
an
regret
alpha.
ripping some of those.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an alpha update jumbo box on there too for 4,500, which is that's an interesting price. What was our price on those alpha jumbos? Where are they?
The alpha update jumbos?
Yeah.
What are you trying to get to, Tex? What we paid
Well,
originally?
no,
for
I'm
it?
just trying to see what the last sale price here was on one of those versus what it's selling for on eBay right now.
Yeah, tell me the box again. The alpha.
Yeah,
jumbo?
the alpha update jumbo. Alpha update jumbo. There's one right now for 4,500 on eBay.
The last sale was $22.75 on January 5th. Yep.
So it's a big jump if you want one of those.
Right. Hey, and then by the way, we should mention to Brandon, since he's a collector, and by the way, Brandon, most people in the community haven't connected, so I'm not going to take offense if you haven't. But have you connected? Have you ever been to Radish Price Guide?
Yeah. Everyone kept saying like, hey, like if you need it, eBay was weird. 130 point has been great, but Radish, it was very easy.
Yeah, and we should mention is that we catch the same data that 130 point does. And one of the things we do is, when you go through, it's interesting. I was explaining to somebody the other day, like when you search something in eBay, every once in a while, there's a weird result that's in there. So Rob does a great job of training the algorithm to weed out. So you only see, again, we're only about Bow Battle. So misses a couple every once in a while. Sometimes it'll take a couple days for the oddball one. There was one the other day. It was this. I found out. I was talking to Rob. It was a foxhole, ironically enough, which you're having trouble with, and it was just a simple cheap rad, and it was having a hard time coming in. So sometimes it takes a couple days because when people list it the wrong way, we're using AI recognition. Now, with that said, is that Rob he's been working on the image recognition. And so that's one of the things for folks who don't know. And I don't know, Brendan, have you ever logged into Radish Price Guide?
No, I don't believe I have an account for it yet, but I've used the platform. So
if you log in, I mean, we do a service if you want to do more than 20 cards. But what's nice is for Radish Price Guide is that you can log in through Google. You don't have to have another password, but you can create multiple collections. For some people like Tex, who's over 300 cards, he can look at the value of his collection. It's like a 401k tracker. You see how it goes over time, your collection. But the other thing when we were talking with Jammer is we were saying, and when I talked to Jammer, he was going through this, he's adding the cards to the collection that he needs. And so you can publicly share your collections. So if there are cards you want, you can actually just add them to a collection in Radish Price Guide. And then you just go ahead and share it with the person. The other nice thing is you can try to find them on eBay. So it does a couple things. You can share what you're looking for with other folks. And then you can also, and the best thing is the image recognition. So now if you want to scan your collection, you have binders of cards, you can actually use your phone. Just scan it. It'll recognize it. It adds it to your collection. So you can do that too. I know a lot of people. And the other thing is, all right, one other thing I have to ask you, Brandon, because you know so much about what's going on, is every day someone tells me they haven't seen the sales data at Radish Price Guide. Are you familiar with all the sales reports that we do at Radish Price Guide?
I'm not. I think of me as like a basic sign in. What's the card?
No.
And what does it show?
Yeah, don't feel I don't want you to feel bad. Like most people, like some of the most hardcore users of Radish Price Guide, people who are on this show like every day for Good Morning Bo, when they're like, hey, it'd be really cool if we could have this data. I'm like, have you looked at the sales data before? And they're like, no. I'm like,
you mean the data that's there?
We've been doing for weeks. And one of the hardest things is that I'm doing content all the time. Rob's building sites all the time. We never have time. But anyway, I will tell you, Brandon, I know you're a data guy. And so if you, when you get a chance, is just when you log in, there's a more on the top of the page at Radish Price Guide. And there's the raw sales search, the dynamic sales report, the weekly sales report. So you can do it by collections, by parallel. You can see the way it's tracking average prices. So it's just, you know, we recently added the Zillow estimate price, is that we now have a range that kind of tells you where you should expect the card. It's not exact. And again, we use the eBay's final sale price. That's the benchmark. That's the hallmark. But we added the Zillow pricing. So when somebody goes to sell a card, like the last thing you want is somebody new with thinking it's a $2 card and it's really a $200 card. So it kind of gives them a ballpark, like, hey, take your time and look at this. What you have is worth a lot more. All right. Anyway, but Brandon, I didn't mean to pick on you, but you're so knowledgeable. I'm like, I got to find out if Brandon knows, like, this was a little focus growth. And so I just wanted to know if you had explored those sides of Radish Price Guide. All right.
No,
I had my
that's
piece.
awesome.
Thanks, Jim.
No, I think it's great, and I'm also now sitting here like, oh, that'd be really cool to like track how much my collection is worth. But then I'm sitting here with like this knot in my stomach of like, I don't want to know what I've done.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, you know, hey, it's just another bill. Think of it that way.
Yeah, gotta hide that one from my wife.
Yeah. A lot of that going around in this community.
Yeah, no, she's great. Spa day, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Jen, you want to wrap us up here? I think we've gone about as far as we can go.
We are good. All right. Well, Brandon, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your absolutely amazing collection. And hopefully after this, I know you've already got some follow-ups to do to get a couple of ones that you're looking for and to fill those remaining holes. So hopefully that keeps up and you're able to finish those last few. And then I can't wait to hear what is next on the list. And hopefully we will see you in Chicago at Nationals. You have to come. You have to find at least a day you can come. But so anyway, thank you for spending the time with us. Thank you for all the viewers and everyone that's been checking in and watching the shows with us. We really appreciate you guys. We do this for you. Plus, I also get to make fun of Tex, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
And it was great hearing about all the reminiscing about the Sandstorm activity, and hopefully the team will maybe take some of our suggestions for the I forgot the name of what we're calling them now, for the fan.
Oh, fan. Yeah, what were we calling it? Boy, we have horrible recall on the show. It's really atrocious. Super fans.
Boxes. The super fan boxes. So that'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. Tex, do you have any final words?
I don't. Just thank you, Brandon, for being with us. This was great. Love looking at your collection. And keep us posted on what else you're looking for down the road. And I'm sure when Tecmo comes out, you'll find a subset in there to start collecting too.
Another chase.
Or a couple subsets, probably.
I did see a share of a Gronk metallic auto the other day, and I've never had a metallic auto, but that thing looks sweet.
Ooh.
So I might need to compete with BF Johnson and maybe get in on that for Tecmo. Or maybe based upon what I've done, I should just hibernate for a little bit. I don't know which one's healthier.
No, keep moving forward, onward and upward.
Yeah.
We're all going to go bankrupt at some point from this hobby, so
You can't take it with you.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
I leave financial advisors. You can't take it with you, so might as well spend it.
And this is no financial advice given on this show.
Right.
That's
Do not take my advice.
Absolutely not.
All right. Slappy, any final words for us? Any words of wisdom?
Nope, he's good.
No? Fine. Wait, can Jen play the piano quick, or are we out of time?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, really? Nope. Maybe
no
next
time.
week.
Sorry, maybe next time.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.